Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com. I'm a little excited in today's video. Very rarely do I film the intro after I actually film the bulk of the video. Today I kind of had to. So, subscribe to the channel, please. Follow me on Instagram. Gotta say that. So, back in November, Seiko released the Seiko 5 sports models, which honestly have been quite popular. We do sell a great deal of them, but people have been asking, hey Mark, do the SKX007 aftermarket parts fit these watches? And I've heard they kind of do. I really haven't heard much negative, but then I do tell people, hey, I haven't done it myself yet, and if I haven't done it myself, I don't feel comfortable telling you that it's a definite yes. So that is what I aim to do today. I'm going to take a Seiko 5, show it to you, strip it down, build it up with some mod parts, and we can check out the finished product. It's going to be a really cool video. I guess I didn't do a wrist check last video. Somewhat I got bent out of shape. So Islander, of course, and it might be the same as the last video I did, or 2 videos ago. The modded, obviously keeping with the theme, a modded 007. Let us do this. It's going to be a lot of fun, I promise. Let's check it out. So this is the Seiko I chose to do the work to. This is one of the new Seiko 5 watches. Model number is SRPD71, I believe. Yep. Blue dial, nice patina, hands, markers. It comes in a mesh bracelet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this watch down entirely. And then I'm not going to do that on camera, do it off camera. And then step by step, we will fit individual parts to it. I will not do hands. I will not do dial. I'm not going to do dial because I happen to really like the dial. But plus, you want to retain the Seiko dial, I would assume. But I can tell you that aftermarket dials really should have no problem fitting because it's still the same movement. And the crown is in the same position as the SKX. Why is the crown position important? Because if the crown was at the 3, well, guess what that does? It rotates the day and the date wheels a little bit, and they probably won't align in the cutout in the dial. So crown at the 4, dial no problem. Hand, it's a 4R36, so we know that the hands from the SKX, which is the 7S26, are the same hands that fit the 4R36 movement, so we know hands and dial, not a problem. So we're back, and if you're into the finger wear, I have, because it's a real watch, ditched the gloves for finger cuts. Movement complete with dial, and hands are in here. There's also the crown's also down there. Before I guess I should say the crown, obviously, I said before, hands and dials compatible. Crown won't be compatible, obviously, because it was a screw down crown, the SKX. This is push pull. But I did dismantle the watch. I've got the case back, the bezel insert, which is, I guess, aluminum. Oh yeah, look at that puppy bend. That's aluminum. Chapter ring, which Seiko still uses plastic. And it's got the famous nib on it for alignment. The bezel, I did not bother to clean it off because I'm going to change the bezel, hopefully. Bezel click spring, it's going to be compatible to that much. Crystal. Crystal, surprisingly, man, I'll tell you, it's got the same dimensions as the, I don't have a really good micrometer, but it's definitely the same diameter and for sure the same thickness as the SKX crystal, the flat. But I obviously can't tell if the bevel and detail is the same, but man, it sure looks like it. I did check my Seiko parts portal to see if they had the part number of the crystal for these watches up there yet, and they didn't. But I'm assuming it's the same exact crystal. And then of course the case. Now, the case, you will notice it's got end links on it. I'm going to save that for the end because I'm not being very truthful. I did dismantle the entire watch before I started filming. Again, I wanted to play with the bracelet. There's a very good reason why the end links are on here. I will save that for the end links. Haha. Push-pull crowns, you can see it's just a normal flat crown tube, no thread. So, what do we do? Well, I've got a bunch. So these are the stock parts that came with the watch. I got a bunch of parts sitting here. I've got a sub-style bezel. I've got one of these cool ceramic inserts with it's silver. I don't know if it's focusing. I apologize. It is sloped. I don't know if it's going to work well with the crystal I picked. If I have to, I'll switch to a different insert. Because I don't have inserts usually I don't have crystals that work well with sloped inserts all the time. I guess I should have unwrapped this stuff before, but now I got finger cuts on. I can't do anything. Brushed chapter ring, no markings. Markings or no markings, doesn't matter. I have a case back to an Islander, because these are SKX case backs, basically. So we'll just screw it on, make sure it works, but I'm not going to swap the case back. You know, obviously, most people will enjoy the exhibition case back on the 5. And my 007 double dome crystal. So let's get into the fun stuff. So the first thing I'll do is the case back, which I'm sure, yeah, case back, not a problem. By the way, guys, everything I'm doing, I haven't tried it yet. All I know is that I expect almost everything to work, but case back certainly fits. I'm not going to swap the case back for any other aftermarket case back because I enjoy an exhibition case back, and I think most of you do as well. Gaskets in here, by the way. There was no gasket on here. I am aware of that, but obviously it fits fine. So if I hold the watch like this, I guess the next thing to really do would be to drop in a chapter ring. So I have my brushed chapter ring, which, by the way, my chapter rings are metallic, not plastic. No keying pin on here, because you don't need one, because it just drops right in, right? Let's see. Yeah, it fits. Well, there is a keying pin on it. That's why it's not sitting all the way. 1 second. I just passed the key. There we go. Now it's in. So there's the chapter ring. I'd say it's a good fit. The next thing that I would have to do then would be to put in the crystal gasket, which I'm reusing from the first press out. Okay. And now I will set up and I will press in my crystal. So here is the SKX007 double dome crystal that I sell with AR, blue AR on the underside. I'm going to just seat the crystal in gently like I normally would, just to kind of make sure it's straight and get it started. I'm going to hop on over to my crystal press and pop it in, or I will bring my crystal press to you. Excuse me for a second. There's the final product. So far, looking good. I think the crystal looks great. It's seated evenly. What should we do next? I guess we could do the bezel next, or we could pop in the movement. I guess let's play with the bezel. So, like I said, it's like a sub-style bezel for the 007. What do I gotta do first, though, guys? I gotta put in my bezel click. And I expect, again, let's see, I don't know if I would do it with finger force, but let's see. Something's moving. It's not me, because I can't get it. I'm gonna go back to the press. 1 second. And there it is. Oh man, beautiful. Fits like a champ. So far everything is going according to plan, so to speak. This sub bezel works out great. What do I got here still to do? Obviously the bezel insert, but I guess before we do the insert, right, I kind of do have to pop the movement in. So a time for just a bit of de-dusting, and we will commence with that. Looks pretty dust-free. It's kind of tough for me to see where we are, but we'll try our best. Movement. Oop, come here. Of course, there's no chapter ring for me to have to align it with, but let's see. Crown, a little cockeyed. Let's see if it'll shimmy over when we insert the crown. So, whoop, you come back. Wind, hack, time. Everything appears to be working. I am kind of putting my face into it to see if there's any dust, because it's so tough for me to tell in this environment. I don't see any. If there is, though, I will clean it later. This video, I'm trying to do a good job, but this video is really more of just testing everything out. Case back, of course, goes back on. I will tighten that back down later. Obviously, insert. I know the insert's going to fit because it's a 007 insert, but I was a little concerned because it's a sloped insert, and it's really not, you know, I don't know, not really thrilled with the way it looks. I think I'm going to choose a different style insert. Yeah, these are things that happen when you kind of work without pre-planning too much. Let me switch this out for another insert, something else that I'm going to enjoy. Okay, sorry about that. I looked through my bin of stuff, and I got, you know what? Believe it or not, Squale inserts actually fit. Now, the diameter is a little bit off on the inside, so I cannot go back and push the crystal back through this if I wanted to. But I really like this black sapphire that I made for the 1521 series. In case you couldn't tell, I was going for almost like kind of like a Yachtmaster look with the embossed bezel. It didn't work out, but that's cool. So far, guys, I think we've been very successful, right? I mean, look at this. Beautiful double dome sapphire crystal. Nice sapphire insert. 007 will fit, you know, inserts fit just fine. A 007 bezel. We verified a 007 case back will work, and we have put in a 007 chapter ring. We did case back. I'm trying to think. I guess the only thing I need to discuss now is this darn bracelet. Now, I didn't want to sit in front of the camera and fiddle, because I knew there'd be fiddling that would be going on. What is the problem? What's going on here? Well, Seiko, when they made these cases, decided to drill the holes. I can't say if they're in a different position. It might be in a slightly different position, but they decided to drill them a little bit narrower, so it doesn't take the same spring bars. The ISO 6425 spring bars you saw me test, I had those really thick ends on them. So strap code pins, and I verified this. Just the pin, forget the bracelet. Put the pin in. The end of the pin will not seat in the lug. It is too thick. I guess you could force it as much as you want. I couldn't get it to go. So what I did was, as you can see, I have end links in here from my strap code. This is the polished center link 007 bracelet. So now this is all my conjecture based on a sample of one, but I was able to do it successfully. So I do believe this to be true. If you take a spring pin, granted, the pins that come in the Seiko are around 2 millimeters thick on the barrel. I guess the tips are probably around 0.8 or so. So the Seiko spring pins are 2 millimeters thick on the barrel. Strap code spring pins are 2.5 millimeters thick on the barrel. So obviously, big difference. But what I did was I took a 1.5 millimeter spring bar that I sell. Okay, I know you're looking at like, what the hell did he do to this thing? If you're like on the Orient Bambino video, I put a slight bend in it, or a crimp, whatever you want to call it, very slight bend. Slid it through the end link, and I don't know if I'm able to show it. I'm actually able, good grief, I'm actually able to, I know I'm going really high. I don't know if you can see it. I can see it kind of. There's a lot of shadows and reflections happening there. I'm actually able to get it to fit into the pin in the end lug, or the hole in the lug. All four are seated. They are fully seated. You can see the pin is obviously canted downwards and canted downwards. They are in all the way. And again, so these, I'll tell you, these are in there. I'm going to put the bracelet on. I'm going to fully mount it, and I will twist it and turn it and yank it and pull it. I think you'll be surprised at how well it works out. So like I said, all I did was, obviously, I just unscrewed the end links, but I'll fix it up, and let's see the finished product already. That feels better. Got those things off my fingers. Back to my nice, cottony, smooth gloves. So, bracelet looks awesome, right? Polished center links. It is. Whoops. Oh my God. Oh, it is really on there. It's not coming off. I'm honestly pulling. Oh, as hard as I can. It's not coming off. It is on there good and tight. Oh, I guess that's it. Guys, it looks beautiful. I love it. Lord knows I do not need another watch, but, you know, whatever, all good. And if you want to see, I guess, right, yeah, I guess you guys happy to see the final product. I guess we'll loom it up and see how she looks at night. We'll do it in a second. But that's it. I'm stumbling a bit. Everything worked. The bezel, the insert, the crystal, the case back, the chapter ring. I know hands will work. I know dials will work. And we did finagle the bracelet to get it to work. So I would say it is an overall success. I'll do the loom now. 1 sec. Beautiful. My insert glows amazing. The watch glows great. Winner. Winner all around. This is a sound, I guess, mod, if you will. So that will certainly do it. Let's be done. This has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com answering one of those questions. Will the SKX parts fit the 5KX, the Seiko 5 Series sports watches? With the answer is a resounding, I guess, yes, right? Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. Follow me on Instagram, please. Questions, comments, anything else you want to add, put it down below. Love to read it, and I'll address as soon as I can. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.